Hello YouTube, and welcome to my little intro video of my new channel, RC Heli Learner. Purpose of the channel is to do a video progression diary, if you like, of my own progress in RC helicopter flying. The idea is to maybe share that with you guys, and hopefully we can progress together. So if anybody watching this video and other videos, if you're beginners, learners, noobs just like me, then follow along, sub and like, that'd be great. Try and get out there to more of us that are trying to get past that hovering stage, or maybe you're still trying to hover, or whatever stage you might be at in that, you know, into then flying circuits, figure of eights. Follow along, you never know, you might learn something, or you might see mistakes I've made and so, well, I'm not going to do that. So that is the purpose of the channel, is like I say, to share my experiences in going from getting it off the ground, hovering, flying around. I've been flying now for a bit less than a year, I would say, and it's been fun. I've recently just started doing circuits with one of my helicopters, and that was purely because I joined a club and there was a chap there that was kind enough to take me under his wing, and we buddy boxed up on the Spectrum, and brilliant system, wireless. I would start doing circuits, and if this, you know, got my orientation wrong or anything, I would shout the safe word, which I won't repeat on a public channel, but he would then, as soon as he touched his gimbals, he'd have control of the helicopter, and it saved me quite a few times. So pointer number one, if you've got access to a club, go for it. It really is a good way forward. Number two would be simulator. I would definitely think, I mean, simulators are, for me, I don't think they're perfect in the real world environment. I mean, you got all sorts of wind, I know, you know, you can simulate wind and stuff, but it doesn't feel the same. But what it does help with, I think, is orientation and what have you know, where the helicopter is and what input you've got to do. You can keep crashing, and eventually you sort it, and then you take it out into the field and it's like, so yeah, definitely simulator, club. And then obviously it's your choice of helicopter. That's a difficult one for me to address, really, because I went mad, I went bonkers. I've bought way too many helicopters, and if I've got any advice to anybody just beginning like me, don't go mad and buy loads of helicopters. You just don't. It's actually been a curse, because a lot of them, where they're new and they're nice, I'm too scared to start trying to fly circuits, because I'm at the stage now where I can pretty much hover reasonably well, but I've got helicopters, I'm too scared to do it, too scared to go from the hover to doing circuits, because I'm too scared of crashing. What I should have done is just purely add a couple of helicopters, and then I've only got to worry about parts for one helicopter, not over a dozen. I'll take you through what helicopters I've got, and you'll see what I mean. Okay, so that's basically the intention of the channel. Any questions, comments, please leave them down below. Please like and subscribe, because that way, like I say, we can get it out there. I'm not into monetization or anything like that. This is just purely a fun thing for me, and just, number one, filming my progress, so I've got like an archive of that, and also to help out others that are in the same boat as me. All right, cheers. Right chaps, here we are, and these are my helicopters. I know, way too many, got way too stupid, basically I got so into building helicopters as well as attempting to fly them that I just bought way too many, and a lot of them are second hand as well, but I'll point that out. I'll go through it with you. So starting with the first one, this is a Saab Goblin 700 Drake 2-blade. Picked this one up second hand. It's actually got a new canopy and new servos. This runs on 12S, and I'll maybe hovering it, but this won't be doing circuits and stuff until I've mastered just about everything else. It's the only 12S helicopter I've got. I've got to be honest, I prefer 6S. I can get 2 flights out of a similar size helicopter. I'm not a 3D pilot, obviously. I'm a beginner, and I've got to be honest, I've got no desire to be a 3D pilot. I mean, some of you guys may well be, and hats off to you. I think 3D pilots are so super talented, but I am more into scale or and sport. I'm not really into 3D. Like I say, I really appreciate the skill level involved, but you'll see a lot of these helicopters, they are kind of 3D helicopters, I suppose you could call it, but they don't have to be 3D helicopters. They're what you want to fly them at. So I mean, I've practiced, all the settings are tamed. Anyway, moving on. This is a Saab Raw 700 Puma. So it's 700 size, so it's a big heli, but it runs on 6S, and it's a helicopter I bought new, built it myself. Runs on the BeastX, well, it's actually an AR 7200 BX, which is a BeastX inside a Spectrum receiver, basically. This one's got the same. This one's AR 7200 as well. They're all pretty much 7200s, unless the smaller helicopters have got just the BeastX unit in with a satellite. The bigger helicopters have got the 7200 with a satellite as well. So next we've got this one. It's a bit unusual. You might have seen it on one or two of my other videos, but this is a Soxus by Heli Professional. It's a Strike 7.1 light. So again, 6S helicopter. It's got first servos, first motor, first blades. It came as a package. So you buy, you get the servo and the motor and everything in with it. Again, this one, no, sorry, this one is on the 6250HX, which is a Spectrum flyby system. And when you get it, you get a SXRL receiver. So it's got the SXRL plus a satellite. I've only hovered it, not done any circuits. Only hovered it, not done any circuits. Hovered it and smashed it, had to rebuild it. Next up is the TB60, a Line T-Rex TB60. Again, bought it as a package. Did I? I don't know. Anyway, it's got an online motor, but it's got Spectrum servo. So I'm thinking, did I buy it as a package? I might use the servos on something else and put them there. I don't know. Anyway, 7200 BX in it. Again, only hovered it. This is another 6S model. Moving over, Saab 580 Kraken. Really nice body, really nice helicopter, really light, flies on 6S. Again, got a 7200 BeastX on it, 7200 BX. Only really hovered it, although my club friend has flown this around. And it's a nice light helicopter. I will one day. All of them hope I fly around. Right, this is my hack, if you like, the one that I practice on, the one I do circuits with. This is the Line T-Rex 550X. I think this is probably the best helicopter for learning hover into doing circuits for me. This was recommended to me by club friends. I got it and instantly fell in love with it, as far as it's stable, the parts are plentiful, and it's a nice size where you can see the orientation, etc. The canopy, like most Aligns, it's really flimsy and it cracks really easy, but it's a good workhorse, and I'll take it every time I go flying. Okay, and again, 6S. And we move on to another one that I bought second hand. This one is the Sab Drake 570 with 3 blades, and this one is actually on a V-bar. It's the only helicopter I've got with a V-bar system on it. It's nice and stable. I've only hovered it. I only ever probably will hover it for the reasonable future until I either buddy up with my friend at the club and he you know, buddies up with me, and so I won't be worried about doing all tempting circuits with it because he'll be able to save me. Next up, another 570. This is a 2-blade. Got it second hand again. It's literally like new. I had a really good deal with this. I just had to get it. It came with the Sab Goblin bag, and about 4 decent batteries, a couple of pulses, and I can't remember the make of the other ones, but they were really good batteries. So it's like 4 batteries a bag, and the helicopter's literally like new. It's on torque servos, and again I've got it on a 7200BX. And from hovering it, it's nice and stable. I only hover at about 60% throttle. So next is the 500 Goblin 500, Sab Goblin 500. Again, bought it second hand. Again, it's in immaculate condition. And again on a 7200BX. I've got this one, plus I've broken one up that's a bit faded on the bodywork, and I broke that one up for spares for this one. Okay, so that's those sitting together. Now if we go across to this wall, we have a little 400 size, which is a TB40, which you have seen in 1 or 2 of my videos so far. Next to that, we've got a 470 LM, which is probably, yeah, it was the first helicopter I bought and built. And then I decided that it was probably a tad small, and a little bit skitty, and that's when I went for the 550X, which has become probably the go-to helicopter for practicing, as I say. Down here, excuse this rather large plane, but just down here we've got an ALZ RC. This is basically a complete Goblin 500 rip-off. It's made by ALZ RC. It's I bought it off a YouTuber called Heli Shed. Great channel, check it out. But yeah, whatever your opinion regarding clone helicopters, at the end of the day, it flies great. I've got Sab Goblins. I've bought them new. I've got them second hand. This is literally a rip-off copy. If you own one, great, enjoy it. If you don't own one because of the cloning copy thing, that's fine. I've got no opinion either way. I got it second hand. It flies great, and I'll continue to fly it. Again, runs on 6S. Then we got the Goose Sky S2. This is a very good fun helicopter. It is runs on 3S 650s, maybe 3S 750s as well, but it is stabilized helicopter. You can take the stability mode off and it just turns into a little demon. I fly it with the stability on. It's almost like my little warm-up helicopter. I can whiz it around the sky with the stability on, and it's almost impossible to crash. I mean, of course you can crash anything, but it's a really good fun helicopter. So that's that one. I've got an M2 here, OMP M2. Unfortunately, the tail rotor burnt out on me, the tail motor, and I haven't replaced it yet. But I've been having so much fun with the S2 that I haven't bothered fixing this one yet, but I will get round to it. Next, down here, it sits in its little Sab bag, but again I've got this off of Heli Shed, and this is a little Goblin 280 Havoc. Great flying helicopter. Runs on 6S. It's got a competition motor. It's direct drive. It's really stable, really nice helicopter to fly around. And again, I do fly it around. I have crashed it, I have repaired it. The parts are fairly cheap for a SAB, and it's good fun, really good fun. So that's that one. That's the one I actually attempted to flip, and you'll see it in a video. It just fell out of the sky because the settings were wrong. But there's just things you learn, and hopefully you'll see this in my videos and go, oh, I won't do that then. And then if we come over to my completely messed up workbench, this is the Blue Sky RS4 Venom, which you've seen hovering in a couple of my videos. I had a little connection piece here. I found it broke. It literally fell off in my hand. I was like, oh, that's not very secure. Turned out there was a little split in it, so I've just changed it. It's like a turnbuckle, is that you call it? This little plastic black bit. But yeah, it's been replaced, so it's on the bench now, ready and waiting for me to set the blades up. You know, get them blades tracked again, because obviously where I've had to change that, I've got to make sure the length is right, so that at 50% throttle, the blades are at 0 pitch, and so I need to make sure that that is as it should be, because I've had to change a part. So that's pretty much all my helicopters. You got some planes and bits and pieces kicking about, but this is all about the heli, so there you go. Alright guys, catch you later.